1,000 drones. A coordinated, intelligent swarm launched with a single purpose: to cripple the heart of American naval power, a carrier worth upwards of $13 billion. This is not a scene from a movie. It is the nightmare scenario that keeps military strategists up at night. A tidal wave of cheap, disposable machines thrown against the most advanced warship ever built. It is the ultimate underdog story, a threat designed to overwhelm, to saturate, and to find one single, fatal crack in a shield that is supposed to be impenetrable. So, could the carrier survive? The answer lies within a floating fortress of layered defense. Today, we are breaking down exactly what happens, layer by layer, when this supposedly unstoppable force meets an immovable object. First, let's get one thing straight. A swarm attack isn't about a single, sophisticated drone trying to be sneaky. This is about using chaos and overwhelming numbers as a weapon. The goal is to make the defenders play a losing game, forcing them to fire multi-million-dollar missiles to take out drones that might only cost a few $1,000 each. This is economic warfare, an attack on a Navy's budget as much as its ships. The objective might not even be to sink the carrier, which is a notoriously difficult thing to do. Instead, the swarm could be aiming for a mission kill. If it can damage the sensitive radar arrays, destroy jets on the flight deck, or crater the runway, that multi-billion-dollar warship is effectively useless, all without ever breaching its hull. It's death by 1,000 cuts. But a U.S. aircraft carrier is never alone. It sits at the center of a carrier strike group, or CSG, a networked, integrated fortress at sea. A modern CSG is typically built around the carrier, several Arleigh-Burke-class destroyers, and other support ships. For decades, Ticonderoga-class cruisers were the primary air defense command ships, but they are now being phased out. These escorts aren't just bodyguards, they are the carrier's eyes, ears, and its first line of defense, all linked by the powerful Aegis combat system. This is the interconnected web that the drone swarm has to face first. The fight starts long before anyone on the carrier's deck can see a drone. Hundreds of miles out, an E-2 Hawkeye airborne early warning aircraft is circling. Think of it as a flying command center, whose powerful radar is designed to spot threats long before they are a problem. At the same time, the Arleigh-Burke-class destroyers are scanning the horizon. Their advanced sensors are the core of the Aegis system. Older destroyers rely on the formidable AN/SPY-1 phased array radar, but the newest Flight 3 destroyers are being equipped with the far more powerful AN/SPY-6 radar, which can detect and track more targets at longer ranges. Recent attacks on shipping in the Red Sea have been a real-world stress test for these kinds of defenses. In response, the Navy and its partners have been rolling out software upgrades for Aegis to better handle swarms and cut down response times when dozens of threats appear at once. The moment that swarm is detected, the information flashes across the entire strike group. The game is on, and the first line of defense gets ready to swing. With the swarm detected and tracked, the escort ships unleash hell. From their vertical launch systems, a volley of interceptor missiles screams toward the incoming cloud of drones. The workhorses here are the Standard Missile 2, SM-2, and the formidable Standard Missile 6, SM-6, designed to engage targets from long distances and to start thinning the herd while it's still far away. As the swarm pushes closer, another weapon joins the fight, the evolved Sea Sparrow missile, called ESSM. These are smaller, nimbler missiles designed for closer, fast-moving targets. But this is where the math gets ugly. An Arleigh-Burke-class destroyer has between 90 and 96 vertical launch cells, and not all of them are filled with anti-air missiles. Firing an SM-6, which can cost upwards of $4 million, to destroy a $5,000 drone is an economic nightmare that heavily favors the attacker. A swarm of 1,000 drones is designed specifically to burn through that limited and very expensive missile inventory. The goal here isn't to kill every single drone, it's to shatter the swarm's coordination, take out as many as possible, and reduce the number of targets the next layers have to face. As the survivors of the missile barrage press on, the battle shifts from explosions to the electromagnetic spectrum. This is where soft-kill weapons come into play. Every ship in the strike group has an electronic warfare suite, like the Surface Electronic Warfare Improvement Program, or SEWIP. These systems are built to jam, confuse, and disable drones without firing a shot. By blasting out powerful radio signals, they can sever the link between the drones and their operators. If the drones are using GPS to find their way, these systems can attempt to spoof the signal, feeding them fake coordinates and tricking them into flying harmlessly off course. It's a quiet, effective, and cheap way to neutralize a large chunk of a swarm. But this invisible shield has its blind spots. If the swarm includes autonomous drones that don't need an operator or GPS, jamming is useless. These drones use their own onboard sensors to find and attack their target, making them immune to this kind of interference. This is why a defense in depth is so crucial. What stops one threat might be completely useless against another. For any drones that make it through the electronic maze, the next layer is waiting. Now, the fight is right on the carrier's doorstep. The few dozen drones that survive the missiles and the electronic attacks are just seconds from impact. The carrier's own defenses, the inner ring, roar to life. These include missile launchers firing the RIM-162 Evolved Sea Sparrow, ESSM, and the RIM-116 Rolling Airframe Missile, RAM. Fast, agile, fire-and-forget weapons for last-ditch, short-range defense. But what happens if a drone slips past even them? This is where the final, most dramatic defense kicks in. The Phalanx Close-In Weapon System, CIWS. Nicknamed R2-D2 with a machine gun for its iconic shape, the CIWS is a fully automated, radar-guided Gatling gun that spits out up to 4,500 tungsten rounds per minute. Its job is brutally simple: shred anything that gets too close. It's the last violent answer to any leakers. Against a single target, the CIWS is a formidable weapon. But even here, a swarm poses a unique problem. The CIWS can only engage one target at a time. If multiple drones arrive from different directions at the exact same moment, they could overwhelm even this final, desperate line of defense. So after running that brutal gauntlet, does the carrier survive? Most naval experts agree, yes. Sinking a modern supercarrier with small drones is highly unlikely. But sinking the ship might not be the point. The real danger is a mission kill. If even a handful of drones get through and slam into the flight deck, radar systems, or parked aircraft, they could take the carrier out of the fight for days or even weeks. The engagements in the Red Sea have served as a real-world lab, demonstrating both the capability of modern naval defenses and the unsustainable cost of firing expensive missiles at cheap threats. This new reality is forcing a rapid evolution in military tech. The future is not just about more missiles. It is about flipping the cost equation. The Navy is investing heavily in directed energy weapons. The Helios system, a 60-plus kilowatt laser, is already installed and being tested on the destroyer USS Preble. It can destroy a drone at the speed of light for basically the cost of electricity. Other systems like Odin are designed to dazzle and blind drone sensors, rendering them useless without destroying them. But maybe the biggest shift is fighting swarms with swarms. New interceptors like the Raytheon Coyote and Anduril's Roadrunner M are designed as a cost-effective answer to the drone threat. The Roadrunner is a small, reusable, jet-powered drone that can launch, kill a target, and then land to be refueled and used again, completely turning the tables on the attacker. The idea of a 1,000 drone swarm is terrifying, but it's a threat the military is actively preparing for. The carrier's defense is a deep, resilient, multi-layered system designed to handle exactly this kind of attack. While some damage from a few leakers is a real possibility, the strike group's combination of long-range detection, missile shields, electronic warfare, and emerging technologies makes a successful takedown incredibly difficult. This is a relentless cat-and-mouse game. As threats evolve, so do the defenses. The fortress at sea is constantly being rebuilt, with future defense likely relying on friendly drone swarms, beams of light, and AI-driven systems that react faster than any human ever could. What do you think is the next game-changing threat to naval power? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown of modern military technology, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell.